Hello and welcome to Discovering Grayslake, unveiling the stories and people that make our town so unique. I'm your host, David Wool, and I'm thrilled to bring you this new podcast that explores fascinating stories and experiences of local business owners and community leaders, right here where we call home. Grayslake Rehabilitation Center is a community-based private practice physical therapy provider. Do you know they have 13 clinical providers with various levels of specialties, including orthopedics, sports, neurology, vestibular, geriatrics, pelvic floor, and aquatic? What? Did I just say they have a pool? Well, they do, and it's the largest indoor warm water pool in Lake County, featuring 2 underwater treadmills and swim currents. And recently added clinical treatment specialties, in layman's terms, shockwave. They have both radial and focus units that are the newest tool in regenerative medicine, available to everyone. They pride themselves on the most current and up-to-date specialized care to keep you moving. If you're looking for physical therapy, make sure to see our friends at Grayslake Rehabilitation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Discovering Grayslake. Actually, I was looking back. This is episode 89. We have some fun things coming in for episode 100, by the way, so thank you to everybody that's hung with me for this long. We are recording today at Agora Co-working Space, which is on the corner of Center and Atkinson, so a big shout-out to Luke for having us here. We really appreciate it, buddy. So thank you to Agora. If you guys are looking for an office for a day, for a week, or a long time home for your business, Agora is a great place to come check out. So thank you, Luke and the Agora people. I am here today with Matt Kulman.
You got it.
Saying it right? Yeah, from the SweatShop.
Correct.
All right. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you.
Thanks so much for having me.
We had a little banter before we started recording this. I feel like this is going to be a high-energy episode for some reason.
Absolutely.
Okay, so SweatShop, at a basic level, if somebody doesn't know what the SweatShop is, it's an exercise place, but sounds interactive as well.
Yeah, for sure. SweatShop is very, very unique in the sense that, well, our specialty number one is weight loss, but number two is making exercise insanely and addictingly fun, so actually look forward to what you're doing. So there's only one sweatshop essentially in the entire world. We're not a franchise, we're not a chain, it's just one sweatshop. And so everything that we do is completely unique to the sweatshop itself. And so in terms of having fun, there's a lot of different themes and music and costumes, but there's also a huge component of making exercise focus on the individual, and then we do strength classes and HIIT and Tabata and core and things like that. So it's a combination of not only crazy and fun in the experience, but it's also a part of making it really individualized as well.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I lost 2 points. So, listening to these, I'm ready to go.
Okay, my work is done.
So let's go back, because I want to know a little bit of your background.
Sure.
How do you start and get to where you're at today? First of all, where'd you grow up? And how do you get into this field?
Originally from Buffalo Grove, so not too far away, and grew up there playing sports and athletics and ran track and basketball and all different things during school. And then originally I was a personal trainer back in the early 2000s and 2000, around 2009. And I was working, and then decided to really start something on my own back in 2010. So I started this boot camp in a park in a field in Lincolnshire, Illinois. I think it's Half Day Forest Preserve, and started that on each Saturday morning. But the problem was it was the summer, and it was super, super hot and super, super buggy. So the people who would come out would be incredibly dedicated and incredibly sweaty and complaining all the time. And then as it is Chicago, the seasons would change, so it would be unpredictable. And so it would be raining, and I always have to be looking at the weather. And so I knew it wouldn't last working out outside in Chicago for a long time, so I had to find indoor space. And so this was all 2010, so I actually found a space on Hastings Drive in Buffalo Grove called the Max Training Center. And it was a big multi-sport complex that had different professional football players come in and different coaches. And I had a little space in the corner next to the volleyball team, and it was this dark, dingy little corner that we started the sweatshop, and that's how it began, 2010.
Awesome. So 2010's there.
Yep.
So you've had multiple locations in Grayslake, right?
So yeah, we originally started in Buffalo Grove was the first location that grew back in 2010. Then in 2011, around 16, we opened our second location, which was Libertyville, which is probably the sign that a lot of people see driving down the Route 137.
Yes.
Which is a big blue building. I think it's still blue.
Yeah.
And there's a big sign that says SweatShop on it. We haven't been in that location since COVID happened in 2020.
Gotcha. So that was actually your second, because that's the first thing I think I know of you, is like driving that little kind of triangle corner by the Doe's Motel or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That was dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, to get in and out of, I bet it was crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you closed that location COVID time.
Yes.
Okay. So then what?
Yeah. So after COVID, we moved around a lot. We probably since 2020, we probably had like 4 or 5 different locations and moving and trying to settle down. But we moved to Route 83 in Grayslake, where the Culver's, like next to that strip mall over there, and we were there for a few months, and then after a few months, we had to relocate again because that space was just too small and there's lots of things going on.
Right.
And then we moved to where we are now, which is Route 45 and Route 120, by Shooters and Weight Watchers and McDonald's and Walgreens.
Right.
That strip.
My friend's at Wolf's Barbershop.
Yes.
Over there.
Yeah, right there. We're like
awesome.
4 doors down, and we've
Nice.
been there for like over 3 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you obviously like that spot a lot.
We love that spot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's
That's
great.
Cool. And was that easy to find? Because I'm sure looking for the kind of space that you were looking for, it couldn't have been an easy find.
Oh, it's brutal. There's so many things that go into the location, and after doing this for 14 years, besides parking and neighbors and noise, as you know, as a DJ yourself, noise complaints and issues, and
Sure.
so it's got to be the perfect location. Is really, really hard to find, but this location has been really good for 3 years, and we've kind of settled in and made it our home.
Gotcha. And I'm sure starting off, like, because you have people obviously that were familiar with what you did and like what you did. So once you land and find a home, you have your people that you already know, but then you need to build a larger clientele at that point too.
Yeah, for sure. It's a never-ending, constant process of growing and dying at the same time.
Sure.
So,
are you looking for a great time right in the heart of our awesome community? Well, look no further than the Grayslake Village Center, your one-stop destinations for all things fun and fabulous. Picture this: historical downtown vibes with a mix of diverse businesses, an array of unique shops, and delicious restaurants. Many with outdoor seating, with an option to soak up the sun or shade. But that's not all. The Village Center is where the action is. And just like the weather, it's definitely heating up. There are events that take place all year round for the whole family. But now, you'll even have more options. Fill up your calendar with things to do. Also, take a stroll through Central Park, Gelatin Park, surrounding trails, green spaces, and more activities to keep you and your friends and family active all summer long. And now that the weather is warming up, dive into the Aquatic Center. Open Memorial Day to Labor Day. But wait, there is more. Visit GrayslakeVillageCenter.com to discover an incredible lineup of events that are happening every month. Be in the know. Not sure what you're waiting for, so come on down, soak up the local vibes, and enjoy the experience that's unmistakably local and uniquely Grayslake. Grayslake Village Center, where the fun never stops.
yeah, I mean, it's just, but I still love what I do, and it allows me to have the creative outlet and put it into the gym format itself. And that's why kind of the sweatshop is so unique, because it's kind of like a formulation of pop culture and movies and music and stuff that kind of you take from different industries, like the DJ company and comedy and, theater, and all wrapped up into kind of one gym experience.
Right. I like your concept because when you're talking about your business always constantly like growing and dying at the same time, it sounds like most people's exercise regimens. Like you're 100% gung-ho and then they just stop, right?
Sure.
So I like that your concept of keeping things fun for people. It sounds like people that would come to you probably are sticking around a lot longer at your place rather than somewhere else.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one of the biggest things in the fitness industry itself is that I think most people know by now in the year 2024 that in order to have success in fitness or exercise or lose weight, you have to be consistent for a very long period of time. It's not hard for anyone to go into a gym and exercise for like a few days or a few weeks and be like, this is the greatest experience of my life. But in order to really see results, it's talking about consistency over incredibly long periods of time. And so that's where the elements of the crazy and the fun and the themes and all the stuff that goes into it, because, it's hard to stay consistent for the average person for a long period of time in doing a method of exercise that they don't truly enjoy doing. And so that's what I always say to people, the method of exercise that's the best for you, like if you were asking me that question, I'd say it's the one that you personally enjoy and love to do. So if you like, boxing, 100%, you should take boxing classes. If you don't like underwater cardio aerobics, I'd say probably avoid doing that. So,
right.
So whatever is the one that you like doing, that's probably the best method for you.
Okay, so people that come to you then, what is their one that they absolutely love? What's your most popular thing that people just keep coming back?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely the themed classes.
Give me an example.
So really, it's called the group classes are called Sweat 45 sessions, and so really the way it works, it's follow the leader. So if you came into the class, you'd be mimicking every movement that the trainer is making in front. So if my hands go up, your hands go up, my hands go down, your hands go down. So there's a huge component of different elements of fitness. There's cardio, there's dance, there's strength, there's weights, and you're kind of getting lost in what's going on. So all the stuff that you're bringing into the gym, whether it's stress and work and life and all the problems you have, you completely forget about what's going on because it's just so fun and so crazy and so over the top. And by the end of it, there's two things that happen. After 45 minutes, you're like, what the hell just happened? And holy crap, that was the best experience of my life. And if you don't have that, then we're doing something wrong. So that's our goal every day, is to have you leave the door and be like, holy, what the hell just happened? That was so fun.
So first timers, it's probably really fun to watch them interact with everybody.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I'm sure that's the best.
First timers, you either have two reactions. Number one, you're like, what the hell is going on here? And that's pretty much everyone. But number two, you're probably like, wow, that was insane. I want a lot more of that. And number three, there's some people who are like, wow, this is just not for me. In a sense.
Sure.
But most of the time that really happens. The majority of people who come in and try it for the first time are like, how did I not know this place existed a lot sooner? And I wish I would have known about this earlier. So that's pretty much the experience that most people have. It
sounds to me, and because I know nothing about it, but I imagine that you probably attract a lot of like-minded people that want to come in, want to have fun, and probably don't take themselves too seriously either, because you can't, right?
For sure.
You have to make exercise and weight loss fun, or nobody's going to do it.
We're taking a quick break just to say hello because everybody knows Nano. And Nano knows real estate. And actually, I believe that's the name of her Instagram page. So if you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, or know somebody in the market for a home, contact Nano from Baird & Warner. She's a Grayslake girl helping out Grayslake people.
And to have people that like friends or groups that come in, because I'm sure that people make friends there as well, right?
Oh, 100%. The community is one of the biggest parts about it. Our members are like the most awesome, amazing, kindest, most supportive, giving people, and the people who, essentially come in and take themselves too seriously, and they usually don't last very long, and so we kind of know instantly if this is going to be a good fit. And so the people here are just so amazing, so giving, and so awesome, and the community becomes like essentially your second family, your home away from home. So when you're escaping from the kids and husbands and wives and work and laundry and all these things and what's for dinner, it becomes like a place where you can kind of just come in, walk in the door. You're never late. There's no really, essentially, even if a class starts at 4:30, you come in at 4:45. It doesn't matter. The door is always open. You walk in the door, you turn off your brain, you stop thinking, and you just join along with us. And that's something that kind of resonates with the community and the crowd, what people like the best.
Yeah. All right. Random question. Demographic wise, men, women, good mix of both?
Yeah. So I say predominantly 90%, 93% female.
Really?
But in the training industry itself, whether it's, us or a different boutique gym, it's predominantly female in general. Like if you're not talking about the big box gyms like LA Fitness and Export, right, you have a different mix of crowds. But in the training industry itself, training is usually predominantly over 90% female across the board in boutique gyms.
Interesting. Because the big box ones that I go to, it's exactly the opposite.
Right.
It's exactly the opposite. So hats off to you for creating something that's fun for people to do. And you seem like the kind of guy that you're constantly adapting things. Like if I were a member of the SweatShop, just by knowing you, I don't think I'd expect things to stay the same for very long, that you're constantly adapting.
Well, for sure. And that's just it's kind of a component of me getting bored with what we're doing itself.
Absolutely.
And so for me, I get bored very easily. So you could come in every day for an entire year and never repeat the same thing twice. It's different every single time you come in. Saturdays we do this thing called show camp. Show camp is like this big extravaganza that usually correlates to the different times of the year. And so like coming up in 2 weeks, we'll do like a Super Bowl or not a Bears opening day show camp, and we have a giant football helmet, and people are bringing tailgate items that we wait outdoors, and we have a fog machine and all different things going on. And so depending on the time of the year, there's always different themes and different stuff going on. Halloween show camp, a Christmas class. And so it's always unique, and people dress up and play the part, and it's just really, really fun at all times, especially for us. It's the most fun for me. I'm the biggest kid there is. So I like to see what people come dressed as.
Right. So what could people expect? Like how many people in one of these? I have no idea. Like how many people are involved in, like, let's say one of your show camps? Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, on average, probably between 25 to 40 people in a class at a time. And it's different. So on Saturdays we do 2 classes, one at 8 in the morning and one at 9:20. And those are usually our big, super fun extravaganza. Like this week it's called Broadway show camp. And so all the music is from Broadway shows, and you'll see Phantom of the Opera come out, and you'll see The Greatest Showman come out, and all different things throughout the entirety of the class. And so you're always on the edge of your seat, you're not sitting down, but you're the edge of your toes waiting to see what's going to happen. And so even for us too, we always try to make it different and fun and unique from the last experience.
Wow, that is fantastic. So there for 3 years.
Don't forget you can join from home, live.
Yeah, for sure. And then people do join us from home. We do this thing called SweatShop Live. And so if you can't make it into the gym, or you're stuck at home, or you just can't make it there, or you're out of the state and on vacation, you can join us virtually with SweatShop Live too. And
this includes classes and like what you're talking about for Saturdays as well?
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
People join us virtually on Saturdays as well too.
Do you have a lot of people that join virtually?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. There's people who actually have never stepped foot in the gym and actually work out with us in different states.
Really?
Have never been in here once, have no idea, and just work out with us virtually.
That's awesome. So part of membership-wise, you can do that and do it from home.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
That's fantastic. I'm blown away by your enthusiasm for it. And it sounds like you're the kind of guy that just needs an outlet for stuff like that. So we were just speaking before we started, because we're talking about like DJ and things like doing different parties and things. So you also run some what do you call it? Entertainment company? Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Entertainment.
Oh, yeah. Entertainment.
So SweatShop Entertainment is a huge thing that we do. So the biggest thing that we do with SweatShop Entertainment is school functions and school assemblies. And so all throughout the course of the school year, we go all over the place and provide different, learning assemblies and really fun parties. And depending on the time of the school year, like in the beginning of the school year, it's all like super fun school kickoffs. And then during Christmas time, we do holiday parties. And then and then we do like different emotional learning assemblies as well too, where we're doing different characters and Inside Out and Marvel characters and bringing it to the schools.
That is super fun. So how do you get hooked up with that? Do they know what you're doing and they find you, or do you actually go around and see what schools you can participate with?
Yeah, that's all word of mouth. We really don't do much with that at all. It just kind of spreads.
Well, here's your word of mouth, folks. Yeah. Anybody listening? I think that Matt needs to be at the next assembly.
Yeah, that's just a hobby. The gym is the main thing, but the assemblies are just kind of something that we do because I personally love it. I love coming to different schools and meeting the kids and teachers and seeing their reactions when, like, just like the gym, when you leave it for the first time, essentially you go, wow, what the heck just happened? That was so much fun. Same thing with kids at the assemblies. They go, wow, that was insane. That was so much fun.
Well, and especially I like the message you're putting through too. I'm sure you get teacher clients off of doing those as well, but these kids, especially these days, understanding how important fitness is and something to get involved with that's fun rather than sitting and playing on your iPad.
Oh yeah, 100%. That is for sure true.
Okay, so I have a couple notes that I'm going to talk. Do you guys have besides the fitness thing, do you help out with nutrition plans, anything like that?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things that we do is nutrition coaching as well too. And I think that, nutrition, really we take it on a personal approach in a sense. Is a lot of stuff we do with nutrition is one-on-one. And the reason behind it is that what most people don't know is that before you come into the gym, a lot of people try different diets, whether it's South Beach and Atkins and paleo and things. Have you ever been?
I lost, and I'm still down.
Okay.
55 pounds.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how did you do that?
Mostly Atkins. People call it other things, but no carbs and sugar.
Okay.
But you need to work out every single day.
For sure.
Like if you don't, without a good combination of those, then you can't do it. But a good seaweed diet for 6 months, you'll lose 60 pounds also. But it has to be something that people can sustainable, and you can live that way, right?
Absolutely. And that's one of the biggest things is about figuring out for each individual what exactly works best for you around your own needs, your lifestyle, your own dietary habits. And instead of essentially one size fits all, it has to be one size fits you. And so if you were essentially coming to me for nutrition coaching, I would have to get to know you a lot better and to formulate a plan based around your life and your needs and what's going to work best for you.
Yeah, and is it true? Because I've tried other things, when I was chubby, but some things just didn't work for me. Like some diet plans or whatever, no matter where you're eating, what you're putting in your body, they just didn't work for me, and certain things work fantastic. You find that a lot, that you need to find what works for you.
So here's a fun statistic for you. So this is about diets in general. What people don't know is that whether we're talking about all diets in general, is that 98% of all dieters gain all or more of their weight back within the first 2 years. And the main reason, and there's a reason why 2% of people succeed, why 98% of people fail. And essentially the reason becomes, when people don't know, is I call it life gets in the way or shit happens. And so you might be doing really well, on whatever program you're on, whether it's Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or Wegovy or, any of those programs. But what happens is down the road, whether it's 2 or 3 weeks or a couple months down the road, is that when I say shit hits the fan, you have stress in work, in life, in kids. And then you go on vacation. And then your friend's like, I want to go to Cheesecake Factory. And your other friend's like, let's go to Olive Garden. And you're like, I can't keep going to these restaurants all day. And eventually it stacks up so much that eventually you break, and then you gain all or more of the weight back that you lost within the first 2 years of the process. And so that's what most people are going through is running this continuous cycle over and over again like a hamster wheel, trying to figure out what's going to work best for them. And so that's why the goal is, you ever seen The Matrix?
Of course.
Okay.
I think we're in it right now.
Yeah, we're in The Matrix right now. So essentially, what I would talk with you is I have to figure out a way to extract you from the Matrix, just like Morpheus extracts Neo from the Matrix and takes you and gives you the blue pill and you go down the rabbit hole.
Right.
Essentially, most people are in the Matrix just running around the same diets over and over and over again, losing the same 10 to 20 pounds, throughout the course of their life. And so if I extract you from the Matrix and put you in a different plan and figure out what the heck works best for you, and really talk about lifestyle changes and what you eat personally and how you're going to sustain this long term, even when life gets in the way and shit hits the fan, because no matter what we do, no matter what we talk about, shit's going to hit the fan. You're going to have a million things that come up,
what.
right?
Right.
And so most people can't get through those obstacles and can't figure it out because they can't sustain it. And so we're going to talk about a plan of how we can make that happen, essentially put you in the 2% of people who actually succeed. And so when you do lose the 50 pounds, you're able to keep it off forever and never look back.
Right.
Hey, neighbors, this is Bill Mock with the Grayslake Chamber of Commerce. And if you're looking for a network of hard-working, customer-focused, and generally friendly local businesses who are dedicated to helping each other succeed, then I'd like to invite you to check out and consider joining our Grayslake Chamber. We offer our members so many ways to advance their businesses through social networking events, special event sponsorships, informative lunch and learns, and the ever-popular after-hours mixers. Come see why we say we're the new wave of business here in Lake County.
And that's the hardest thing. I tell people, like, losing it, okay, once you're in the groove and you see success with it, it makes you feel better. You feel better, you like the way you look, the way you feel as things go on.
Yeah.
But then when you hit that goal, or where you want to be, how do you sustain that and keep feeling good without? Because it's so much easier to, like, I could lose that in a year, but it takes 3 or 4 months to gain it back.
Right.
Like, it comes back tenfold faster, right?
Yes.
So how do you do that? And you're right, because it takes so much commitment to go to lunch with somebody and not eat bread, or not have sugar, or not have the drink that you want, or
right.
have a beer when you should be having something in soda water, right? But it's hard. And how long can your willpower stay up with that before you give in a little bit and a little bit and a little bit and a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. And just like that, those small moments that you have, that you give in a little bit and a little bit. And most people too, and like we talked about before we went on, is most people are essentially living in the black and white, the extremes. You're either all in to a program or you're all out. And so the goal is we have to figure out a way to find a balance in between those two, because if you're constantly living in those extremes, you're going to be in the 98% of people who are gaining, losing the same, 10, 20, 30 pounds over and over and over again. And so that's the goal when talking one-on-one with people, is figuring out, okay, how do we find the proper balance that fits you and your lifestyle? And the plan that I would give you would be completely different than what we would talk about with someone else.
Right. And it sounds nice, too, especially at the SweatShop, that if I come see you and I'm to your place twice a week, I have to be accountable for myself, but now I have to be accountable to Matt.
Oh, yeah.
I have to make sure, A, that I'm showing up, and that I'm sure you check in with people and they have a personal relationship with you, so it makes it more, probably an easier way, because we all need help with whatever it is, with showing up to exercise. I would say the hardest people is, what's the hardest thing of working out every day? Getting out of bed and getting in the car, right?
Yeah.
Just to go, right?
Showing up, for sure.
Yeah. And then if you have a diet along with that, it's a huge sacrifice.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely takes. Yeah, I think that one of the biggest misconceptions that people have when they either go into the sweatshop or either start any type of diet program is, even when you started your program with Atkins, and I don't even know if they told you this, but your primary goal when you started Atkins was not actually weight loss. It's different. Your primary goal was actually fat loss. And fat loss and weight loss are two very different things that are not always interconnected in a straight line, which means that you can actually be gaining fat while you're losing weight, and vice versa. You can actually be losing fat while gaining weight at the same time. And so the correlation between the two is kind of what we talk about. And so the goal is, obviously, you want to lose fat and lose weight at the same time and go down together. But the problem is that people have is when they start an exercise program and they start seeing the scale not move or go up a few pounds, right? There's so many different things that go into it. And, especially for females, there's so many things that go into the scale not moving or fluctuating. And just for you too, right? The scale fluctuates probably between 3 to 5 pounds every few days.
Absolutely.
Not because you're doing anything right or anything wrong, but your water retention, your sodium intake, your bone density, what the foods you're eating, all these things are making the scale fluctuate every single day. And so the mistake a lot of people make, if you're only using the scale to measure your success, you're doing yourself a disservice, because no matter what, the scale is going to fluctuate up and down all over the place. And that's why, for our purposes, we take a look at the big picture and see where you're going over a long period of time, right, as opposed to just focusing on day-to-day and week-to-week results.
Right. And speaking of that, I took a look at your guys' Facebook going through, and it was really cool to see you guys celebrating people's moments, whether it was 20 pounds or how long they took. So I think having a community behind you, I think it's a really cool way to do things.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the support that the people in the gym give each other is one of the biggest attributing factors to people wanting to show up, because they want to see their friends and they want to have fun and talk to each other. And that's one of the biggest elements about what the sweatshop is the family community atmosphere of supporting each other, because everyone's in the same boat, right? We're all here trying to escape into some ways, but also to feel better about ourselves. It's not just about weight loss. What we say, and there's a thing on our wall, is that we help you change from the inside out. And so if you go into, really this has nothing to do with the sweatshop, just in general, people in general, if you go into any fitness program or gym, if you go into it wanting to change the way you look on the outside to help you feel better on the inside, 98% of the time you're going to fail. It doesn't work that way, because no matter what, if you go from weighing 250 pounds to weighing 200 pounds, right, and if you haven't changed your mindset and your lifestyle and your habits, you're going to look in the mirror at 200 pounds and feel exactly the same way you did at 250 and be like, how do I get to 150? How do I get to 125? And it's going to be this never-ending process and battle your entire life. And that's why, for us, what we say is we have to help you change from the inside out first. And if you start exercising and being on Atkins or whatever program you're on, it doesn't matter, to change the way it makes you feel on the inside, because it simply makes you feel better as a person, and you like feeling confident and feeling better in your clothes, and you like, having better self-esteem. You'll be amazed at what it makes you look on the outside down the road. And it has to work that way. And that's where you break the cycle and break the matrix and get into the 2% people who succeed.
Wow.
If that makes sense.
The 2% still blows me away, but I guess it's completely true. And, your theory on community-wise too, and the way that you run everything, especially after things, I hate to say the C word like we said before, but COVID. But there's not a better time for people to do things, because everybody wants community and everybody needs to be a part of community. And if you can do that around yourself being healthier and around a positive thing for yourself rather than sitting at a bar doing shots
Right.
or like the but things
that
like
too.
that. It's right, but I mean you could do that after.
We're right next to Shooters. I mean, we can go work out and
do both.
go right down the road. Why
Both
not?
at the same time.
Yeah.
But it is a cool way to build community around a healthy thing. So I think it's very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about parade, but before we talk about the parade, because I saw you guys in the parade.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have fun people, you know. And the parade this year at Grayslake was really good. There's a ton of stuff because that was just the time of this recording. It was just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about the parade first, because I know you had some plans that you wanted to do that didn't all come in that we may have, but you guys had tell me about your parade presentation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's we've been Grayslake residents for 14 years now, and so our kids have gone to school here, and we've done the sitting on the side of the parade route for years and years and years, collecting candy. And so that's the kids' biggest thing is collecting the candy and all the goodies that they get. So I'd always be sitting on the sideline and watching the parade go by and be like, man, I got to make something happen and do something to contribute. Right. However, for years I would always think to myself, I'm like, that's going to be so much work. I really don't want to do that. That's going to take so much time. And so, as you know yourself, doing the parade, I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do it. So I had to put it off. And originally the thought was, like I told you, was I wanted to recreate the scene from Teen Wolf and do have an ice cream truck and dress as Teen Wolf and do backflips and cartwheels going down the street. But then I was like, that's not going to make any sense to anyone under the age of probably 35. Have no idea what that is.
But you would bring me personally a lot of joy.
I would create a lot of joy for you.
Right.
However, for the audience, they probably wouldn't know. So then the other idea was Ferris Bueller, but the same type of rules apply. We wanted to recreate the parade scene from downtown, twist and shout. And we try to get the high school marching band involved, but the competing sounds, because we couldn't stand too close to them walking down the parade. And so we partnered with the final idea was we partnered with Circus Kazoo, which is another business on Center Street, and we created the greatest show. So they were the circus performers going down the street with unicycles and stilt walkers, and we had the greatest show people, which is obviously the greatest showman, and then we had the general and the bearded lady up on the cart. And so the goal was to travel down the street looking like, what the heck is going on? And so the hardest thing was pulling off the trailer and connecting it all. And if I had your original school bus, it would have worked a lot better.
Yeah, the school bus would have helped. That would have been good.
Yes.
Actually, that was now it's kind of my dream to have a bearded lady on top of the school bus.
Yes.
All worlds come together.
And
Teen Wolf at the same time.
And Teen Wolf at the same time.
While playing Twist and Shout doing the Ferris Bueller thing. That would be perfect.
Well, essentially, this is just, I had to try it out once and see how it went. And it was really, really fun. And everyone participating with us was like, that was insanely fun. They loved it. And I'm like, okay, if this goes really well, we'll do it again next year. And now that we have months and months in advance to figure out what we're going to do, I'm going to make it even bigger and even better. And I have lots of ideas for next year to blow it away. But I got to get the mayor involved and the police involved. And so
you're officially being called on.
Yes.
Yes. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I can't wait to see what's going to happen next year.
Me too. Seriously.
I think it'll be wonderful. I know you guys haven't listened to a lot of the podcast stuff, but we do something that we're going to switch over and take a break now, and we call it our Grayslake Hot Seat to find a little bit more about Matt.
The Grayslake Hot Seat is brought to you by Joe Velez at JPV Financial. It's often said that those who fail to plan are planning to fail. Joe Velez and his team at JPV Financial create unique financial plans that address some of the most difficult challenges that people might face as they get older. No matter what stage of life you're in, having a proactive financial plan can help navigate some of the difficult decisions you'll face, helping you live your life by design, not default. Securities and investment advisory service offered through Osaic Wealth, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Now for the Grayslake Hot Seat. Hey, thanks, Joe.
Yes.
To eat like hot chicken with
No. Not that fun.
Not hot ones? Okay, all right.
But I like that. So just a series of questions, kind of rapid fire questions to get to know you a little bit better.
All right.
All right. I'm interested to see how you answer these.
Okay.
If you had a superpower, any superpower, what would it be?
You think about this question a lot, and I've probably had different answers my whole life, but I feel like The one now would be it's easy. I guess flying.
Yeah.
Actually, no, sorry. I'm retracting. Flying would be second.
All right.
Number one, time travel, because Back to the Future is my favorite movie. So time travel would be number one.
Yes. You could teach yourself to fly then.
Yeah, exactly.
Or find some other way.
Yeah.
A place that you'd love to travel that you haven't been.
Well, me and my wife always talk about this one. It would be probably Greece.
Greece.
Nice. Yeah.
Tell me about your first car you ever had.
It was a red Chevy Blazer that got smashed. Not my fault. It wasn't.
It's a likely story, Matt.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, you know, what person doesn't say about their first car, like, it wasn't my fault and it got smashed. And
right.
So,
I had the same thing.
Right. So, red Chevy Blazer, though.
Nice. Do you have any idea what year it was?
I want to say it was like in 1994 or 5, something like that.
Yeah, the old Chevy Blazers are cool, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
funny how people have such fond memories of their first car. It makes you think, like, now getting my kids a car, like, are they going to remember? Like, because my son, his first car he had for 3 months, and he crashed it, and I'm pretty sure he would say that it wasn't his fault.
Right. Well, eventually my son would be like, my Cybertruck is broken, Dad.
Right. Exactly. You have a lot of talents. Do you have a hidden talent? I would never know that's something that you can do really well.
I guess it
His lovely wife's sitting here too. I'm sure maybe she could probably answer that question.
I'm interested to hear this.
Yeah,
I think it would probably be art and drawing in any way to express creativity.
You are the greatest showman.
I don't know about that.
If you had to write a book, what would it be about?
I think just about really life in general and relationships and yeah, I think that would be like just in a business in life in general and relationships, something like that. Kind of a true story, but also like a book to help people go through things and experiences that I've had.
Nice. I love it. Do you have a nickname
that
you can say on the air?
I think well, in the gym, I think you've already said it many times. This is the greatest showman.
Nice. Hey, that's a very nice thing to be called.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
I have to live up to that. I'm not as cool as Hugh Jackman, so I'll take it. But Hugh Jackman's way cooler than I am.
Right. Well, speaking of cool, would the 12-year-old version of yourself think you're cool?
Oh man, I gotta remember the 12-year-old version of myself would probably be like, why are you dancing so much? That's not cool at all in any way. We should be playing sports.
Right.
But my then 16-year-old self would be like, wow, you have an awesome job. So between those 4 years, I probably learned a lot.
You did it. You figured out what you wanted to do. What do you wish that you learned sooner in life?
Oh, man. These are tough questions.
Yeah. Hey, they're not all funny. They're not all on the edge, but yes.
I wish, well, really this comes down to being an entrepreneur in general. It's you're going to lose a lot, and you're going to, forgive my French, you're going to get your ass kicked a lot. And part of being an entrepreneur and part of running a business is how much pain and suffering you can possibly take and get up and want to do it again and again and again. Because the losing and the pain never ends. It never goes away. And you're never, like, in your mind when people say, like, do you feel successful? Never, ever, because that can be stripped away instantly within one day with, anything going on. So I think it would be just to get used to losing a lot and being comfortable with getting your ass kicked a lot.
Yeah. No, isn't that the truth? And actually knowing that it's going to happen and being ready for it and embracing it, because life sucks. Sometimes you get your ass kicked and that's it. So you just got to get up and keep moving.
A lot, yeah.
Now for the really serious ones. Have you ever ate a roller dog from a gas station?
A roller dog?
This is a weight loss episode, by the way.
Probably when I was like 7.
Right.
For sure.
I think you should have one again. What is your middle name?
Foster.
If you had to have a theme party at your house, what would it be?
Oh, a theme party at our house. You know what?
You have a theme party like every week.
I mean, we have theme parties literally every week. But at my house, I would probably like any type of like holiday party. Like we used to do Halloween parties at our house, and so that's always really fun. Costume parties and Halloween and Christmas and things like that.
Yeah, doesn't get any better than that. 1 to 10, how good of a driver are you?
Well, okay, so I would say
2.
10, but my wife is sitting here and
She just said 2.
yeah, I
she
mean,
just
but
said
like
2.
what wife doesn't say about their husband? Like, are they ever in agreement?
True.
Yeah.
So you guys can meet in the middle on that one.
Yeah,
So,
I guess I'm a 5.
As long as you keep crashing cars and it's not your fault,
Yes,
you're
not
a
my
good
fault.
driver.
No,
You're a
no.
good driver. Playing a sport in high school?
Yes. Really, the main sports were track and cross country.
Nice. This is probably a very easy question for you to answer, but maybe I'm wrong. Your favorite Grayslake event to attend?
Oh, my favorite Grayslake event to attend. Can I say Summer Days?
Yeah, you sure can. Yeah.
I love
Summerfest now.
Summerfest. Sorry.
Summerfest.
Sorry, I don't want to get it wrong. I love a good parade, and I love the summertime. I love the marching down the street and all the community coming together in one. When you're in the parade, it's totally different. When you turn left off of Lake Street and come down Center Street, and it's just this tunnel of people, and you go, it's a different type of adrenaline rush. It's kind of like I equivalent it to being on a roller coaster circus type thing, because you have the same adrenaline rush, and so that's an experience unlike any other. That is just so, and I'm sure you had it
great.
many times in your business. And
yeah, it's fun, and especially kudos to our town too, because especially what we're trying to do in building community and bringing everybody together, those moments when you see everybody like that, it's so cool to see everybody. They're coming for a parade.
yes,
And then people are out there super early and putting their chairs out, and it's such a big deal, but it's an awesome show of community. I think it's cool. And to see all the businesses that are out there, and all the clubs and schools and, marching bands and like fun stuff that's out there.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Well, this will be, so you walk into the SweatShop in slow motion. What's the theme song playing?
So I'll answer this question in a kind of a different way. So because we've done this a zillion times,
Right.
But the answer I'll give you is not for me. It's for my son, whose name is Maverick, and so he's now 9 years old. But he grew up coming to the gym in different ways, and so his theme song, because his name is Maverick, now has nothing to do with Top Gun, but when he enters the room for like a class, we're always playing the Top Gun theme song.
Right.
As
As soon as you said his name, that's what I had.
Right,
going.
yeah.
Right.
You knew where I was going.
That's awesome. How old is he?
He is 9 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
First concert.
It's really really weird.
He just had his first.
I just went.
What?
Yeah. I'm not a big concert person at all.
Maroon 5.
My first concert was taking my son. He made me, and he is obsessed with Maroon 5.
Okay.
And so he forced me to take him to Maroon 5 concert.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So your first concert's with your son.
My first concert was with my
That's
son.
badass, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Hey, bartender, can I have a...
Iced tea.
You're just making me. You just made me think of a song from Lady Antebellum.
Yeah.
Hey bartender,
wow.
can I be?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Lady A.
Lady A. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Lady A now. Yeah. I thought you wanted me to finish the song lyrics.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
But I like that you know Lady
Yeah.
Antebellum that well. You're not a drinker.
No, I only drink for work purposes.
I only work for drinking purposes.
Exactly the opposite.
Right, exactly. Favorite movie of all time? Sounds like you have good taste in movies.
Two of them, I would say, Back to the Future and Forrest Gump
Oh,
are my favorites.
nice. Last show you binge watched?
I think what we probably watch is 90 Day Fiance, or another good one because she's funny is My Big Fat Fabulous Life
Really?
with Whitney. And I gotta say this sounds like my wife is making me watch these shows, which is true in the beginning, but then I actually
She gets you hooked.
I actually grow to like them, so
Right.
I will say I have no problem saying I like these shows.
Right, and those are like your guilty pleasures
Yeah.
as well. Okay, I can't wait. Okay.
If we could get Whitney to come to the gym.
Yeah, we need to
Oh
get-
my gosh, start writing some letters.
Hey Whitney, if you're listening right now,
We have,
Come to the
you have an open invitation to come join us at the SweatShop.
hey, you never know who knows who.
Anytime,
You
yeah.
never know who knows who. All right, go-to karaoke song.
Oh, all we do is karaoke every day. But if I had to choose, I would probably be a boy band song of some sort,
Right.
like I Want It That Way or Backstreet Boys. But literally, we're singing karaoke. Part of the gym is karaoke. So we bring people up as they're working out.
Oh,
and
you
they
do?
have to, during challenges, and they have to sing songs for points and stuff. So, but for me, probably some boy band song.
Awesome.
I love all music.
All right. Well, we're getting out of this section of the podcast with this one. So tell me about an award that you've won that you're very proud of, or anything. It could be personally or one personally, one for the gym, things like that.
Yeah. So that's easy for me. It really is has to do with the gym. So we've been voted by the Daily Herald readers the best gym and health club in the Lake County area for 12 consecutive years.
Whoa.
So every year since 2012, we've won the same award over and over and over again. And so that's what I'm most proud of, essentially because it's our members who are voting for us.
And you have to get out there and vote.
Right.
And so if people aren't voting for you, you don't win it.
Right.
So it
For
shows
sure.
that you're doing something right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. So any plans for the future? Any big changes you're making? Anything people need to know about future plans?
Yeah. Well, so now that
Besides the parade.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm waiting for next year right now.
That's a little down the road. But I mean, we essentially have a parade, every single day in the gym going on in our own unique way. But now that school is here and summer is over and people are getting back to routines and, schedules are changing, that we have an awesome Fit Over 40 program coming up and a thing called Color Wars, which is one of our biggest challenges that starts in the fall. And people are, grouped into different teams and they have to wear colors. And it's just really, really crazy fun. And you kind of have to experience it for yourself. But there's like different parts of scavenger hunts and, competing in events. And just like imagine, being a camper again and going through all those experiences as an adult, but in a really, really fun, engaging way so you can actually stay consistent with exercise.
Wow.
Most people have no idea what to do with their aging loved one who needs help. Well, there is a solution. A company that provides care and assistance to make your loved one feel right at home. At Right at Home, their mission statement is to improve the quality of life for those they serve. They offer extensive services: personal and companion care, safety supervision and transportation, fall prevention, dressing and bathing assistance, medical reminders, meal prep, hospice support, ambulation support, stroke recovery, Parkinson's support. The list goes on and on and on. If you have an aging loved one that needs help, call Right at Home. Most people prefer to age in their home rather than moving to an assisted living or nursing home. Right at Home can make this happen. Contact Right at Home at rightathomennlc.com or give them a call, 847-984-0103. Now back to the show.
Okay. That's super fun. It's called Color Wars?
Color Wars, yep, that takes place starts in the middle of September, and that goes all the way till Halloween. And then we have a huge Halloween party where people bring in their families and kids, and they're all in costumes. And then the kids get to pick which team gets certain points for decorating the gym the best. And so the whole gym, essentially right now, it's like this blank canvas. And then when Color Wars starts, it eventually turns into like Willy Wonka's gym experience.
Awesome.
And it's just like people, there's slides and colors and candy and things all over the place. So it's really fun.
That's very fun. Okay, so somebody's sitting home right now and they're listening. They're like, "Oh my God, I have to be a part of this." Where do we send them first to check out things that are going on?
Yeah, for sure. So
socials, website, things like that.
Yeah, so our website is you'regoingtosweat.com. Sweatshop.com was taken in 2010, so I couldn't use that.
You're going to sweat.
.com. And it's spelled YOUREGOINGTO sweat.com. That's our website. And then on Facebook, if you just type in Sweatshop, you'll find us. You'll find a Facebook group that you can. It's free for anyone. Anyone can join it. And our email is you'regoingtosweat@gmail.com. So same exact as the website, just at gmail.com.
Great. And since we're talking, we don't have to talk about actual money and what things cost. But like packages, can people join for a month? Can they? Is it pretty flexible on that? Like if people want to get started.
So the coolest thing, one of the coolest things to me about our gym is it's all month to month. And unlike other gyms where they lock you into these crazy contracts and you have to come in, at 4 a.m. when the manager has their off-duty time to cancel, and then they lock you into these crazy fees and subscriptions. This is totally different. We are basically a mom-and-pop organization, so it's month to month, and you just take it one step at a time, try it out, and really see if it's a great fit for you and go from there. There is no hidden fees. There is no long-term contracts or sign-up deals or anything like that. This is just a, come in. We want you to love it and experience it every step of the way. And that's, I think, what our members can attest to is they love being there.
Right. Well, just from listening to you talk and having this conversation, I can tell the passion that you have for this and what you put into it. I can't imagine I'm not even getting anywhere near there with it for a workout. I'm too tired right now. But it would be a hell of a lot of fun. I think it's great. So people that are looking for a place to exercise, a place to lose weight, people be part of community. It sounds like all of these things are just a great thing to do all here locally in Grayslake.
Yeah, 100%. If you're looking to lose weight, if you're looking to feel better about yourself, if you're looking to meet new people, if you're looking to have an escape from reality and just have a ton of fun in the process of just changing your life and transforming your body at the same time, then the SweatShop is definitely the place to visit.
Nice. Before we sign off, is there anything else that you want to mention? Anything? I know there's a ton of things, so I don't want to neglect if I didn't ask you the right question of anything that you want to make sure that we mention.
No, you know what? But I really think there's a collaboration between the two of us and your DJ company that you've had for years. I think it's time to resurrect the music.
Yep.
Is it Music Make?
Memory Makers.
Memory Makers. It's time to resurrect Memory Makers and get the black bus. We don't have to have the black bus. Okay, it doesn't matter. But I feel like there's some synergy here.
I'm pretty sure with our love of parades and just the greatest showman kind of thing. We may, like, my crew might embarrass you, though. You might be like, there's probably still restraining orders going on about us being in a parade.
Okay, those guys are not invited, but everyone else who doesn't have restraining orders, you can bring them. It's fine.
We'd always go into thing making sure that we wouldn't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, our thing was, how do we stay out of trouble?
That's a good business strategy.
But we never did it.
Yeah, you do.
We never did it. But all that through those times too, that we just didn't care. We were just having fun, and it showed. And figuring out the coolest things for what do you call it? Whatever you hand out at parades, things like we had summer days or summer whatever it was. We hand out fly swatters with our logo. We wanted to have cool stuff that people kept.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun to see what people throw out, all the trinkets and what people spend money on.
Right.
So we always try to, like something cool we could do. So,
yeah. No, I like it. And that's where the creativity comes in. Because you still got that. I see it. You still got it working.
I do it all the time.
You still have it in you. So
to suppress it a little bit.
Yeah, you suppressed it. You're in hiatus right now.
Right.
But
Ever since the incident.
I don't want to. Let's not talk about the incident. We're not going to talk about the incident
today.
No, definitely not.
I really appreciate Matt coming in. Yeah. And anybody that's looking for a fun way to exercise to get healthy, make sure to go on and check out. And it's yourgoingtosweat.com.
You got it.
And SweatShop.
Yep.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Google,
everywhere.
SweatShop. Yeah. SweatShop Grayslake. Anywhere you go.
Right. And join those. I want to thank everybody in Grayslake for listening. Once again, we couldn't have the show without you guys. But wherever you're listening, make sure, whether you're on Spotify, whether you're on Apple, whether you're on YouTube, make sure to hit the subscribe button, because that way every Tuesday you'll get an alert of a new episode coming out. And like I always say, listen to the people you don't know, because this show is meant to build community. So it's kind of fun to get to know people. And now we'll have 89 people in our community that you got to hear from for 45 minutes to an hour. So hopefully you've learned something about our town. And as we sign off, remember, you never know what your friends, family members are going through. So one little random act of kindness, or two, open the door for somebody, send a text to somebody that needs it, smile at people, shake a hand, do something nice out there. That's all goes with building community too. So Grayslake, thank you very much. Matt, thank you very much. We'll see you all at the SweatShop.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. And Grayslake, we'll see you next Tuesday.